Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yokiman here and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager 2019 save here with Braga. And yeah, I did say that we might just bottle job this, and that's exactly what seems to have happened. Now, let's remember that if we win today and Porto lose and Benfica lose, even though Porto and Benfica are playing 15th and 16th, although they are fighting, especially Vizela, to not get relegated. So there is that. There is that one thing. But I well and truly believe that we've bottled this. It's been an absolute shocking show. All we needed was 1 or 2 wins in the period where we got all those draws, and we would have been absolutely solid, but we've thrown it away. It was if the team didn't know how to score. They'd forgotten how to play football. I've got to be honest, we have been plagued with injuries. We've had so many injuries towards this back end of the season, and I think it's finally just caught up with us where the team is really inconsistent and really just not performing well. So let's show you what's happened in the last 2 games, which has kind of put us in this position. So this is the key game, and I suppose something was going to give eventually. We were struggling to score, we wasn't necessarily playing very well, and we got beat 3-1 to Guimaraes. Let's be honest, the Madrid goal really late on was just a consolation. We were pretty damn awful. They were dominating us from the get-go. They looked hungrier, they were performing better. Andre, Kelvin and Fernando Cardoso just absolutely, all 3 destroyed us. We deserved to lose. We were not good in any way, shape or form. This was the worst I've seen us play potentially this season. We've always given up a good fight. We were awful in this game. This was really poor, and in a time where we didn't need to be poor. All we needed was a good result from this. Even a draw would have put us in a decent position. We'd still be top of the league right now. I think, we'd be second, but to get a loss was the worst thing possible, and to get such a demoralising loss like that was really frustrating. This run of draws is what has killed us. Now, it's probably coincided with the, lengthy run in the Europa League, but the draw against Passos Ferreira hurt us. The draw against Vizela, who was so, way down in the league, and then Estrella, these are draws we can't afford. I can accept the Porto and the Sporting draw, not an issue whatsoever, but those games we couldn't afford to draw, and it's probably realistically given away the league. We did recently just beat Rio Ave, our first win in a while, in nearly a month. Well, yeah, it's in a month. And it wasn't a good game. We were dominant. We were dominating the game. We played better, by far the better team. But they scored first in the 9th minute, and I instantly panicked as if we could get back into it. But Martins gets a goal. Bruno Viana. We did dominate the game. We had lots of chances, but I've tweaked the tactics a little bit. And a few things I didn't like. We may have to start rethinking the tactic for next season, or we can kind of just say to ourselves, we should have never been in the position to win the league this year. It is only our 3rd season with Braga. We've barely spent any money. We're kind of nurturing this squad, and okay, realistically, we should have never been winning the league. But it's still disappointing to have dropped off in the way we have, considering there's games in there that we should, at our level, have won. But let's go and hopefully beat Aves and end the season on a win, and who knows what's going to happen in the other 2 games, but our chances are very, very slim. If we were a bet maker, we're definitely not odds on. Right guys, so this is the team we're going to be going with today. I'm going to bring Paulinho in up front, as it could potentially be his last game, but I'm still not fully decided on what we're going to do by the end of the season. Marquez on the right, Martins is on the left today, Christie in the attacking midfield position. Novius keeps his deep line playmaker position with Jadas now as the Mazzala. I'm going to give him the game. Walker Peters and De Silva are in at right back and left back, simply because this could be their last games for us. I want to see how they get on. Cardoso and Bruno Viana. Now Cardoso hasn't had a bad season. We will go through the squad and do the usual end of season stuff. I know I try and do it throughout the episode, but I really want to get the game done and see what result we're working with, and then kind of pick apart the squad and see what we think. Also, for the first time, I know I've not done it before, which is really strange. I'm going to put in all the end of season awards for our team and whatnot and show that, but with the initial budget, I think we definitely need to have a progressive season when it comes to Champions League, and definitely when it comes to hopefully sponsorship in this league, us improving as a team, and probably not lose too much of our identity for next season. Right, so it's the last game of season 3. We're on key highlights, we're ready to go, and let's just see what happens. You don't know what's going to happen in the other games. I mean, I'm quite confident of what's going to happen, but you don't know what's going to happen in the other games. They are fighting against relegation, and let's just see how we can perform in this game. Oh wow, Porto have gone down to Vizela, so let's just see how we can perform in this game, and let's just have a good game, a good performance. Martin's here early doors hoping for a goal, but Benfica have scored, so that takes them top. And it is Benfica that if we were neck and neck on points with it, we'd be going down. We wouldn't win the league. Corner needs to be better there. They're going to break away here quite strongly, and we're 1-0 down again. This is a constant at the minute. Poor corner. It stems from the poor corner, and they just break away with great numbers, and we can't pick them off. I need to get back into this now. Cardoso. Walker-Peters. Come on, Walker-Peters. Nothing there. We're just not creative at the minute. It's really... I did try more expressive in a game, but it didn't seem to work. De Silva. Oh, Jay De Silva scores. Nice. 1-1. I'm sorry if you can hear the car alarm going off in the background. That's great news for everybody involved, isn't it? But Jay De Silva here with the goal. What a goal. Oh, this is lovely. What a finish. If that is his final swan song for us, it's brilliant. What a goal. I'm very, very happy with that. Benfica have got 2-0 up. No, that's not good for us. That's really not good for us. So that's kind of it. I mean, it kind of means we can... Oh, Frazy come back. But it means we can kind of play with nothing hanging on the game and just see how we perform. Let's get creative. Let's see what happens here. Right, so hopefully that alarm's gone off as we're going to concede here again. No, we're not. Wow, we need to really tighten up. I don't really want to change much. We're going to stick with not having worked the ball in the box. But I'm going to just go more urgent instead of extremely. See how that works out for us. We need another goal. Marquez. Christie. Martins. This is one thing that's frustrating me, guys. Is where Martins just shot from. When he had players to pass that, I've seen that happen so many times with this team, and I really don't understand how to stop them from doing that. Work the ball in the box doesn't stop that. Shoot less often on every player on the team doesn't do that. It's getting very frustrating for me, I must admit. Are we going to force them into a mistake here, or are they going to counter on us? Viana, Jadas, Fabio Martins runs well. Not a bad shot. Straight at the keeper, though. He needs to place it into one of the corners. He's better than that. Now, we did concede from a corner like this. They win their first header again, but Martin's there. What is that shot? I have to be 100% honest. The 2D this year is not, physics-wise, is not impressing me. Because he just would have never taken that shot there like that. He had a touch on the ball as well. Okay, so at half time it's 1-1. Porto are losing, and Benfica are only a goal away from being pegged back. If Benfica draw, we win and Porto lose, I think we win the league. Well, we've had a good talk with the lads. Let's hope that the second half can reap some rewards, and by rewards I mean another goal. It's twice we've gone down recently, though. Martins is having a poor game, isn't he? Real shame. He scored in the last game. I thought he was back, and how do you put that wide? Porto have equalised. The changes here, in my opinion, let's bring Quintero on as a shadow striker. Now, here's where you realise you made a mistake and you didn't put Donis on the bench. But let's bring Suarez on up front then. We're going to go attacking. But it kind of feels like it's got draw written all over it, this. I've got to be honest. Let's bring off... Oh, great. Knee ligaments. Well, thank God it's the end of the season. We've had so many injuries this year. It's ridiculous. Let's go attacking. Let's change things up just a touch more. You on attack. You on attack. Higher that tempo up a little bit. See if anything can come from this. Like I say, I think it's got draw written all over it, hasn't it? Even then, we would only finish second, which I suppose is really good for us, second in Season 3, but it's 100%. No matter what way I make this out, it is a bottle job. What are you doing, Cardoso? Like, sometimes I really want to scream at this game. Wow. Wow. The end of our season has been awful, man. Cardoso heads it back to them. Now, I see that happen way too many times. Oh, wow. I mean, you can't blame the keeper. Well, that's going to be it. And how can you really complain after that performance? That was a very, very poor performance. Well done, Jay De Silva, but the rest of the team did not perform well whatsoever. Let's not lie. There's no real good performance there. And I have to be honest, Jovic can't come in quick enough because going forward towards the end of the season, we've been awful. I'm really frustrated. I've got aggressive with the boys, and I mean, it's really just been a catalogue of errors for the past, since PSG, at least, I mean, for probably the past 8-9 games. It's probably been the most frustrating save to play, because I don't mind playing bad if we're a team that usually plays bad, but we've just been awful when it's come to converting our chances, and I really don't understand why. So guys, that is the Portuguese Premier League season for Season 3 here, and that's the league table. We have thrown away a 1.6 point lead at the top of the table, and we've ended up finishing third. We've probably one of the worst runs of form I've had, definitely on this save, but even potentially in FM this year, as we lose here on the last day against Aves. It's really not good enough. It's not good enough in the sense that we've thrown it away. The team at the start of the season, I think I even said it, I just wanted Champions League football. I'd have happily finished third. But for us to have thrown away the way we have and the way we've performed in the most recent games, this is bitterly frustrating. I'm really frustrated right now, I've got to be honest. I'm pretty angry as well. I mean, one win in over a month is just ridiculous. Vizela, Astral, those two games we shouldn't be losing. We shouldn't be losing against Aves. It's really not good enough, and the performances weren't good enough. We couldn't finish our dinner whatsoever. We couldn't score. We've thrown away the title here, and it really is bitterly disappointing. Because that was a really good opportunity for us. I think Porto and Benfica are going to be different beasts next season and be more difficult to deal with, which I suppose is good for the series because it means it's going to be more competitive for seasons to come. We really need to improve because those performances towards the end of the season, I mean, no one played well. It's making it a lot easier for me now ending the season, contemplating who we're going to sell because of the performances towards the end of the season. Let's get into a quick squad evaluation. We'll have a look at the inbox and whatnot and see what our thought process is. So, for me, personally, in what has been a very injury-plagued, I will say that, it's been a very injury-plagued season, and we have been thin in areas, especially defensively, so you could kind of probably attribute that to the performances and the amount of goals we've conceded, but there has been some very good players for us this season. There's been some players that have performed well consistently. You know, Novius has had another good year. Several other players. There are so many youngsters to come through. Marquez has been very good for me. You know, he really stepped in and scored goals that we needed when Fabio Martins just hasn't been at the races this season. Christie had points where he was very, very good for us this year, but his end of season run was very poor. There's quite a few players that I'm really on the fence about. Marjaman, Christie now as well, you know. Gakuri, he didn't end the season well. Febas, he didn't end the season well. These are all players that I could potentially look at offloading. I will note that I'm very impressed and happy with Luis Suarez's performances. He scored a lot of goals this season. He banged them in when we needed him to, and I don't think we'd have finished where we were if it wasn't for him. Him and Leitner had a very good season. Although, he's only got an average rating of 6.98, he had a very good year for us. If it wasn't for him, we'd have probably lost a lot more games, but I think defensively we definitely need to strengthen. But what was our strong point was going forward, especially for the majority of the season, and it just seemed to dry up towards the end of that season. I mean, if we look at the schedule here and we look at how many goals we scored towards the end, take away the Belenense, 1 goal in that game, so what, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals in what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 goal per game, and unfortunately, that's not good enough. With the team like ours that don't have a great defence, we are always going to run the risk of conceding, especially on the break. So we're conceding on the break, but we're only scoring 1 goal per game. You're never going to win it. That stretch of draws really hurt us. And then the 2 losses towards the end were just demoralising more than anything. It was just like the team had fallen apart. But in terms of the squad, I'm really going to have to sit down now, evaluate how I want us to play next season, what style of football I want us to play, and how I want the team to work. And I think we may get rid of quite a few players. There's some good standout players that I want to keep in that squad, but there's some players on good wages that are worth some good money that do not deserve to be in this squad. But I do feel like I am going to stick to one up front next season. Stick with my attacking midfielder. I'm going to try and shore up the defence a little bit, maybe make some changes on that end, but I do feel like we're going to keep the overall structure of what the squad is. We definitely, though, I think we're missing maybe a leader at the back because we did get rid of Silva, so maybe that's an issue, but I think in terms of the squad, we can't be mega... It's disappointing, isn't it, because of how well we were doing, but we can't be too disappointed because at the end of the day, 3rd for Braga, I think, in Season 3 still isn't bad, but I do think the other teams will improve. So let's look at the end of season jazz and see what the fans voted as the player of the year and stuff. But I don't see the budget changing. I think that will be the budget we have to work with next season, which will be a little bit rough. So Benfica come from behind in what is a massive feat in my opinion, and they've done the treble. It's really crazy to think about it that they've done the treble, considering where they were and the position they were in the league. Only 2 episodes ago, I'm saying it's between me and Porto. Benfica are pretty much out of it. They've come back and won the league in storming fashion. It is insane. So, guys, I've just noticed this pop up. If we take a look at this. So, by the 3rd game of the season, we took 1st place. And we kept it right until the last 3 games of the season. So we were 1st for the entire league season. This is how bad this is. We was 1st for the entire league season apart from the last 3 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's devastating. Right, guys, so here we are, the end of season awards, and this is the team of the so the overall best 11 squad. At the minute we've got Paulinho, Fabio Martins, Gakuri, Novius and Ricardo, Franzigro, who maybe we should have kept him around, Nuno, Marcelo Giano, Raul Silva, Bruno Viana and Mafias. Now I'm sure that's changed a little bit with some players coming in. Jados obviously in there, Ryan Christie in there, Ricardo Horta, Jada Silva actually getting himself in there his 1st season. Leitner in there, I'm sure he'll overtake Mafias by the end of next season. That's not a bad overall 11, is it? Let's look at the end of season awards then. So Paulinho gets Fans Player of the Year by a huge margin. Goal of the season is Grant Marshman. Signing of the season, obviously, is Alejandro Marquez. I mean, he really was good. This guy had a very good season 1. I'm intrigued to see how he keeps on improving, and I hope he keeps on improving. But 29 appearances, 9 off the bench and 10 goals, 8 assists. He was playing in front of Fabio Martins for the majority of the season. He's been a very good pickup from Barcelona B. I'm very impressed with him. I'm very happy to have him on board. The Venezuelan Messi, if you remember. And hopefully he keeps on kicking on and keeps on performing for us. Jay Da Silva as well with the young player of the season. That's not bad, is it? And the team of the season, Paulinho, Ryan Christie, Alejandro Marquez, Ricardo Horta, Gukuri Novius, Kotezi, Viana, Ricardo Nuno. So it's crazy to think that I imagine that this team of the season is exactly the same as last year, just adding in Marquez, adding in Koteze and adding in Leitner. So realistically, we've kept a core team from last year and season 1, really. Novius and Gukuri season 1, Paulinho season 1, Horta season 1, the backline season 1. So it's pretty much the core team from season 1, adding Ryan Christie and a couple of players. But that's good to see. Let's see what the season review says. I mean, the disappointment, isn't it? 66% full. This kind of shows you. It's the highest in the Premier League, 33 players used. So the rotation was very big this season, and I think that probably what hurt us a little bit, to be honest with you. We couldn't keep people in form towards the end. Injuries really did hurt us. The dressing room atmosphere is down, but that'll be because we threw away the league. But I mean, there's the team leaders and whatnot, highly influential. End of season confidence review. The board are pleased with your management. Well, I imagine they should be. We still got Champions League. Let's take a quick look at Donis. I like to spotlight Donis because, in my opinion, he was really good this season. Now, he fell out of form towards the end of the season. Injuries were an issue for him. But 26 appearances, 9 off the bench, 9 goals, 3 assists. I think he had a pretty decent year for us. I'm very happy with him. I'm looking forward to him being here again next season and just continuing to improve. He's definitely a very good player for us. So we won't bother with the end of season team meeting, but I think that's pretty much going to be it. The pre-season start date will be as usual, 5 weeks, and I'll do the end of season team meeting in a second. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching this season of my Football Manager 2019 save here with Braga. I'm looking forward to season 4, and hopefully, we will push for the title again. I'm still top 3 is fine with me. Champions League is fine with me. I still don't think we've got that squad. Let's just hope it's not as frustrating as being top of the league the entire season, performing out of our skins, only to throw it away right at the end. I'm hoping the youngsters keep producing and coming through. I think by season 5 we should really be title contenders, but next season again we're just going to keep on building. If you've enjoyed the episode, please smash that like button even though we bottled it, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button in preparation for season 4. I will see you there.